दैट पार्ट। तो उसमें आज हम दो नए काम करेंगे। तो फर्स्ट थिंग इज कि हम एक नया फार्मूला यूज़ करना सीखेंगे। वो फार्मूला हमने पहले नहीं यूज़ किया कभी। तो हम पहले तो वो यूज़ करना सीखेंगे, उसके बाद फिर हम आगे जाएंगे। तो लेट्स सी हाउ इट गोस। ठीक है जी। सो फर्स्ट थिंग इज कि हमारे पास होगा फार्मूला नंबर वन, हमने कल से यूज़ कर रहे थे, दैट वाज mass अपॉन mr. That was done. Now we are trying to use formula 2, that's volume over 24 liters. So this is read as liters, written as cubic decimeters, but read as liters. Exactly वो सब चीजें हैं जो हमने क्या कहते हैं की हुई हैं. So basically there is nothing new in that. So question can say, calculate the moles in 100 liters of oxygen gas. So the understanding would be, अगर हम इसको solve करें, so we have, the formula volume over 24, so that's 100, that's the volume given, and the constant value is 24. So you divide 100 with 24, you get your answer, which is 4.2 moles. ये बताओ, ये बात समझ में आती? Good. So can I change my slide? Okay, let's try this. So you are required to find out the volume of 10 moles of carbon. Second question may you can proceed with calculate the moles in 24,000 cubic centimeters of nitrogen gas. So this is given that 1 cubic decimeter equals 1,000 cubic centimeter. ये दोनों करो फिर मुझे बताओ.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum assalam. Anmol, how are you doing?
I'm fine, Alhamdulillah. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good. So basically, we started off with a new formula today. The other day, we were discussing about this formula. That's what we did in the last class. Today, we started up with this. So that's volume over 24 dm cube. Dm cube is read as liters. Then, if you can see, I've solved a question here. It says calculate the moles in 100 cubic decimeters of oxygen. This is basically volume. So we substituted 100 in place of this volume. Divide that with 24. We get our answer. That's 4.2. Okay. So that is what we did. So you want to take a picture before we move on to the next slide?
I already took one.
So that's what I'm waiting for Hassan to solve. And now you can also try it a bit. So are you guys done? Okay, let's see what needs to be done here. It says we have to find out the volume of 10 moles of carbon. So basically, moles is 10, volume is not known, the value is 24. So volume becomes, you shift it from right hand side to left hand side. So you multiply this value with 24. So the answer comes out to be 240 liters. Beta, is this understood?
Yes.
Then it says, yeah, in the other part of the question, calculate the moles in 24,000 cubic centimeters of nitrogen gas, where they've already given us this factor that 1 cubic decimeter equals 1,000 cubic centimeters. Okay, so the formula says number of moles is volume upon 24, but in liters. So if we have 24 liters, which is equivalent to 24, you know, 1,000 cubic centimeters, so we can convert this value into 1,000. So this becomes volume over 24,000. Volume is 24,000 here, and denominator is 24,000. So you're going to get 1 as your answer. Okay. But one more thing, that's very important here is most of the students, they use this formula without, keeping in mind that this formula of volume here basically is always in liters. So we have to make sure that the units for numerator and denominator, they're both same. Now, what does that has to mean? See, we just wrote the formula that was volume of 124, right? But the important thing is in denominator, we wrote liters. That means in numerator, we also need liters, or else we can use this formula as well. So in either case, if it is, cubic centimeter in denominator, so it is cubic centimeter in numerator as well. So both of these units should always be same. What we actually can't do is, we can use something like this, but that's not allowed. That's a misfit. You cannot do this. You get this?
Sir, can you repeat again? I don't understand.
Yeah. The formula here is basically, yeah, exactly. This is what the formula is, right? So what I was instructing is to have both units in numerator and denominator same. It's either cubic decimeter or cubic centimeter, both in numerator and denominator. What you can't do is you cannot use cubic centimeter in numerator and cubic decimeter in denominator. Either it should both be cubic decimeter or either it should be both cubic centimeter.
Okay.
So let's try a couple of more questions. Let's see how it goes. So calculate the volume of 100 moles of ethanoic acid calculate the moles in 0.025 cubic centimeters of air. So we have answers. We have answer is first one is 2400 watt, and the second one is 0.010. So okay, let's try this. So in part one, they want us to find out volume, and they've given us 100 moles. So it doesn't matter whichever substance they are talking about, ethanoic acid है, कुछ भी है दुनिया में, so it doesn't matter at all. So what we can use is number of moles is volume upon 24 liters. So this is 100. So this becomes 24. You shift it here, so that becomes 100 times 24 as V, or V is equals to 2400 cubic decimeter. Okay. Now on the other part is we have calculate the moles in 0.025. This is what they're saying. So 0.025 cubic centimeters of air. So what we can do here is we can use the formula again, volume of 124, right? Is this correct? So answer is no, it's not correct, because this is given in cubic centimeters and this is in cubic decimeters, right? So they both should match. So it would be volume upon 24,000 cubic centimeter. So that would be 0.025 over 24,000. So the answer would be a very small answer. Let's see what the answer is. 0.025 divided by 24,000. And unlike maths, basically you are allowed to use a calculator. So don't worry about, any type of calculation. So you can have your, calculator with you. That's the answer here. So is this understood by both of you? Any questions, any doubts?
No, sir.
That's nice. Good job. So let me bring up a question. So these are some questions from the past papers. So can you guys see this clearly?
Yes.
What I want you guys to do is to just read it and try to solve it as per your understanding. I'll solve it. Right now they say you have to find out volume of oxygen, okay? And you're provided with this much moles of sodium hydroxide. So the only two formulas which we are going to use is mass over MR or volume over 24. That's the only two formulas which would be using here. So I'll wait for 2-3 minutes, then I'll explain it, okay? Meanwhile, you can try it out. Let's see what challenge you have. Let's see what answers you have here. Okay? So I have an answer. Okay, that's nice. That's really good. Let's see, is that correct or not? So first step in this type of question is, it is kind of confusing. It should be confusing, but that's, what question is all about, to confuse you up. But one of the things which you need to understand here is, in a chemical equation, step one is, as we did, in the earlier classes, these numbers right at the start, they give you number of moles. Okay. So if they say 2F2, that means they're basically discussing 2 moles of fluorine. It says 4 NaOH. That means that's 4 moles of NaOH. So whichever number is there, that's basically the number of moles. And if there is no number, that means it's by default 1. So for oxygen, it's 1 mole of oxygen, right? Now, step one is to identify which 2 or which 3 species they're, talking about in the question. So it, narrates a story like fluorine reacts with blah, 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 blah. But what the thing, what the important thing is, they want us to find out volume of oxygen. That means oxygen is what we are interested in. And what else? We are interested in this because that's what's given in the question. That means we can just ignore all other things. So this is NaOH, and that's oxygen. That's the only two things which we are, interested. Do you guys get this?
Sir, can you repeat one more time?
So the question basically talks about finding out the volume of oxygen, right? And the question also narrates a story about NaOH. So that's the only thing which we are interested in. Other than these two species, they are not telling us about anything about fluorine, this, water, anything. So we just can ignore them. Do you get this part?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Also, next part is that according to the equation we see here, what happens is we have 4 moles of NaOH and they basically are reacting or producing 1 mole of oxygen. So do you get where this 4 came from and where this 1 came from? This is 4, that's 1. Do you guys get this?
Yes, sir.
That's nice. Okay. Also, the other part is they want us to find out volume of oxygen, but they in the question specifically gave 0.037 moles of sodium hydroxide. So let's do some maths. We can write 0.037 moles of sodium hydroxide, and let's say we write X here. And now we can cross multiply it. Have you done this thing in maths? 4 multiplied by X, 1 multiplied by 0.037. Have we done that? So this becomes 4x, this becomes 0.037. So x would be 0.037 divided by 4. So do you guys get this? Is this understood?
Yes.
So the answer comes out to be 0.00925 moles. That's the answer for this part. But they were not asking about moles. They were asking about volume. Is there any formula which we can use to find out volume? The answer is yes. We know, Yeah, Hassan, 1:4, matlab, you see here, this is 4 written in the equation and that's 1 written here. So according to the equation, we have 4 moles of NaOH and 1 mole of oxygen. But they wanted us to find out the number of moles related to 0.037. So that's what I did. Okay? 0.037 ke liye, I did X and then I calculated X. That's this. Now I have, moles. I need volume. So I can use this formula. 0.00925 is equals to volume upon 24. So we can just bring it here, multiply it, and then we are going to get volume. And that volume comes out to be 0.222. Do you guys get this?
Yes, sir.
हसन बेटा आपको भी समझ में आया? Good job. Okay. So let me save this. Um, let's try. Yeah, let's try this question. Let's see what you guys come up with an answer here. So answer is 0.575. So okay. Hmm. Well, that's a good try here. So let's find out, what the mechanism here is. So question talks about, again a story, and they say minimum mass of sodium. So that's what they're interested in, mass of sodium. And then the other part is talking about hydrogen. So first thing is that given me volume of hydrogen. So in order to proceed with the question, what I can do is I can find out how many moles this means. So first thing is let's find out the moles. So do we have any formula for that? So answer is yes. We have 24,000. We just did a lot of practice on this, right? So that's 300 over 24,000. What's the answer here? So that's 0.0125 moles, right? Now, if we focus on the equation gives us 2 moles of sodium and 1 mole of hydrogen, right? That's Na and that's H2. So if I'm having 0.0125 moles of hydrogen, so that is going to give me X moles of sodium. So let's find out X. So we can cross multiply it. So 2 times 0.0125 is going to give me X. So X is basically 0.025, right? That's moles. Now they wanted us to find out mass of sodium. So is there any formula that helps us to find out mass once we know moles? So the answer is yes, that's M over Mr, right? So basically we can use this formula 0.025 and then mass is unknown. The MR of sodium in the periodic table, it is 23. So that's given. So we don't have to worry about that. So that's 23. So you bring it here, you multiply 0.025 with 23, and boom, here's your answer 0.575. So the answer Hassan calculated was correct. Good job, Hassan. Great job. Great work. So is this understood by both of you guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what I would be doing is I would be sharing this worksheet with you guys so that you can practice it up more. And then we are going to continue solve this question in the next class, okay?
Okay, sir.
So till then, take care and practice a lot. So there is no homework, but just 2, 3 questions. So try it a bit and let's see how it goes, okay? Thank you very much. Take care. Allah Hafiz.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
About the old chapters that I missed in the
Yeah,
class.
basically what you missed was, nothing very much difficult. It's basic chemistry. So I'll share a YouTube link for all my recordings. You'll find those recordings there. I think I just shared my other link based on the last class. So you can find those, topics in that playlist only. So you don't have to worry
What
about anything.
time?
If, you do never missed anything very important, very difficult. It was all easy basics.
Okay. Will you share screenshots of the lesson we
Yeah,
took today
yeah,
in the?
yes. I even shared the screenshot, I think, from the last lesson as well, right? Haven't I?
Yes. Yes.
So that's what we always do. If sometimes, if we forget something like that, so just put a reminder on the group. So I'll share it, you know, right away. No worries.
Okay.
So
Thank you, sir.
right now I have shared my files of the, presentation, and then that's past papers. This is done. Now I'm going to share my recording. Okay. So let's end this. Okay. Take care. Allah Hafiz.